Good day, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Disillusion Plays, where we play the games and do the voices. This week on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, we've got to try and get ourselves out of a bit of a pickle.
We have indeed. Because
yes, in the last episode, we had a look around the carriage, and we did some stuff, and basically everyone was absolutely convinced that Mr. Irishman is guilty. And the scales were tipped, but oh goodness, Miss Susato remembered that there's this last little sort of teensy-weensy rule in the court proceedings where at the very end of everything they can sort of bring out a comic book and align all of the images of the various things that happened in the case in the comic book, just to kind of like say, what?
That's the wrong game.
No, so anyway, they basically, there's this last little clause where they have to go through everything and just make sure, well, what is it, sort of explain what's...
They have to get the jurors to justify why they think the person is guilty.
I can't quite remember what
and they have the...
Yes, words. Words. I'm not very good with them.
and then they have the opportunity to try to basically change the juror's stance based on it. I don't remember what it was called, but that was essentially the situation we found ourselves in.
Yeah,
it was even the little old grandma had said, "I think you should hang him."
Wasn't it a something summation? An investigation summation or something? It had like a weird...
Proclamation, examination, persuasion.
Was it an examination summation?
Yes.
Because it was really annoying to say.
Examination summation. I believe it was, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Von Zeeks was like, this is outdated. We don't do that anymore.
But
we're gonna go for it anyway.
But outdated, but not actually ruled out from the proceedings. And so, with that, let's get stuck in. I'm Pete.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Taylor.
Nice. And just before we do, if you like what we do, hit that like button, drop a comment down below, hit the subscribe button, and ring the bell so you get notified when we put new stuff up. And now, we will stop delaying it any further.
If you like watching us spend 2.5 minutes try to remember things, then this is the right channel.
Yeah.
We're trying.
We're trying, pal, and failing.
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off.
I'm gonna have to...
No, there's no way. They couldn't have possibly just decided he was guilty without actually perusing the evidence, and now they're all sweating because they actually have to justify a decision that they don't have a justification for.
I was really hoping to catch the football.
It seems none of them...
Oh dear.
Susato, are you quite all right?
Little pat on the back.
No!
No!
I hate this voice. It seems none of them have experienced this before.
All right then, the summation examination.
There we go.
Oh, damn it! We said it was the examination summation. We said it the other way around, though. We were like the examination summation. So we still got it wrong.
Got the right words, just in the wrong order.
We did. Still a fail.
A defense procedure no practising lawyer has attempted for years.
Oh my God, Taylor!
Taylor!
For God's sake!
You're a British citizen now.
You are a Japanese lawyer on British soil
with a very British accent.
With a very British accent, yes. Practising.
No practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe. It might be the opportunity we've been looking for. To turn this trial around.
A turnabout,
a turnabout.
Oh.
Damn it!
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGuilded.
There we go, Magnus McGuilded, that was it.
I could have told you that.
I know, but
Oh, Peter forgetting my name. No wonders never cease.
What? Peter forgot something? No way!
To find the defendant, Magnus McGuilded, guilty of this most serious crime.
Well, quite frankly, I just don't like the geezer. Pretty much the be-all and end-all of it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Judicial findings. The jurors' contentions.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
What?
That's gonna twang his face, isn't it?
I mean, that's no excuse for not wearing a face mask.
I trust the driver. He has excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
I wish it was 20 pence now, pal.
Oh, watch what you're doing with that now.
Just trying to stab the lady.
Hey, he stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen.
Were you there? I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair prices is our motto.
Fair fares.
Fair fares. I mean, it's the same thing. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
I like that his beard and his mustache is also in the shape of a horseshoe.
Yeah.
The scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor! It's beggar's belief!
Uh-huh. Our first
in the sea.
hole.
On the floor here.
Our
There we go.
first hole in the testimony.
I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this now.
Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? That was totally the wrong frickin' voice.
Well, I think I'm like struggling with Ryunosuke's as well. Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. I'll have to throw everything I can at them.
Let's give it everything we've got.
Pete.
And
I don't
use
know.
some very persuasive language.
I don't know. Sorry.
Just a moment, Mr.
I
Naruhodo.
just thought I needed to be motivating.
Here we go.
That little book.
Another chapter in your book, then?
According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was going to have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
I guess, but evidence, however.
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear. I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Please don't blame me. I'm just the messenger.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work, then? Why'd you put the book away?
You have to keep finding your page.
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
Oh, okay.
So you mean like loading them into a metaphorical gun and then shooting it at the statement that seems to be most problematic?
The games are bleeding together.
We could even call these sort of statements truth bullets, if you will.
What?
We've got the animus bleeding effect now between the games.
My truth musket.
Truth musket. I missed that. Sorry.
He said, "Let me load up my truth musket."
Just a moment. It'll be about 5 minutes before I can get the ball, the truth
Excuse
ball
me.
in there.
Does anybody have any gunpowder? I forgot mine.
We use revolvers these days, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh dear.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public.
The freaking horseshoes. Sorry.
Yeah. They may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, They are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
And that's the way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly. We must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says, and see if we can identify any contradictory statements. If we can, then we can contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what two or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then...
Okay, so the first two obviously is the old woman and then the chap in the top hat with the butterfly knife. Because he's, I guess, because he said they stabbed. Oh yes, this is how they stabbed it, and then the old woman's like, oh yes, this is how they stabbed it, and they contradict.
Yeah.
Yes!
It's not that they're both wrong; it's that they contradict each other.
Yeah.
This is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh! Yes, I suppose you're right.
Smack the face. Oh, even not. Find contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down.
He's not going to smack his face yet. He needs to kind of do that really long-winded wind-up animation.
All right, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right.
There you go. Oh, double slap.
I have to pull this off.
Double slap.
Goodness gracious, you're in a courtroom, Naruhodo. You can't be pulling it off right here.
Oh my god, no.
Can we start proceedings, counsel? I would ask you to take the stand for this. I am expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Well, I apologize. I think the only thing I have to offer you is muddied and rambling. I mean, yes, my lord.
Yes, my lord.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Jury examination.
Examination.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Right, so we know it is... There we go. He stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I say. Yep. And then... her. Scoundrels... Oh, there you go. She's even got the animation.
Yeah.
So, right. So, can we go... Is it this pit button? Aha.
Yeah.
There we go. Well, the music stopped. Whoa.
Those two statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, counsel. Post haste.
Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a jumper for my other half. You said it was for your grandson.
What's all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you?
Nope.
No.
Oh, wow, a walking animation.
Oh, jeez.
I believe this is the first time we've ever seen a character walk in a Phoenix right
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
Well, an Ace Attorney game.
You have to remember that the other ones were 2D.
Oh my
like
god,
sprites.
this is really weird.
They have like pulled the boat out a bit though,
Yeah.
haven't they? I mean, first the hands in the chains, now walking animation. What next?
Oh, this is actually really cool.
I am looking forward to the breakdowns.
Yeah.
You know, like the full on.
We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? Can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? Or what sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do you?
Not really.
It was like this. Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
With all these additional animations, I kind of wish that the woman at the side of him would flinch.
Yeah, same.
I certainly would.
Yeah.
Yes. That was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true.
Now then, juror number 6.
Is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam?
Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it, it was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so.
Oh, said so.
Now don't move! Take a look at these two jurors. I stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And I stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Respect your elders.
Counsel, I'm not entirely sure that the voices are necessary. Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
What?
Bless my stitches! What a muddle.
What a muddle.
She's gonna tear that thing in half. What this tells
Oh,
us...
I wouldn't be so sure. Knitted things are quite strong. Like, quite sturdy. There's a lot of flex.
is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh.
But why? Why the dickens would they lie?
They.
I don't know that yet, but what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can you really let that happen in all good conscience?
Conscience.
Lies, you
I know,
say.
I know what that says.
Super posh. In all conscience, you.
Conscience.
Conscience.
Lies, you say. Oh, dearie me.
Lies, you say.
Ooh.
Well, I can't abide people telling lies.
Oh.
The scales.
I don't believe it.
No, hold. Oh no, that guy. Sorry.
Hold it! Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us all.
Racist.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer me this, dark jinx.
Oh dear.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again, and this old lady saw him do it. Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that?
We all autopsy reports assumes only.
Who are you calling a dandy, sir?
Why, I should take this knife to you if I can remove it from the bench.
Let's have a quick looky, as Sarah was saying. Stabbed once.
Stabbed once in the abdomen.
Indeed.
We're getting a lot of people stabbed in the abdomen.
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 Oh, you call it old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
Oh, they're ready to kill each other now. I mean, mission accomplished.
I do love that. Just pushes his band back up.
But could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see different moments of
No.
the same crime?
It's out of the
Out
question.
of the question.
No!
No.
Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman,
You missed the opportunity to yada yada.
What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it.
Oh.
what you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
Oh.
What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realise that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction.
Oh.
So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof.
Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish.
What?
What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by... This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen.
Mr. Ryunosuke. I think you'll find I've updated the autopsy report.
Damn it! Are you some descendant of Edgeworth?
Prescendant?
Only once.
One.
Ancestor.
Asshole.
Answer.
Eh? Only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time.
Precisely. One time.
Oh, there it is.
Pointy.
Which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen it happen two different times. All right, I concede defeat. Where'd the knife go?
Yeah, I was just wondering that.
No idea. Wamp wamp.
Yeah.
Oh, well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it! If we can manage to change two more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue.
Oh wow, you've got to do it quite a bit then.
Two more, actually. There is something else that's bothering me about a couple of their assertions.
Then that's where you must strike next.
So I need to pit two more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions.
Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavily on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Oh, the music has changed.
I'm no lover of the rich, but I despise it.
Sorry.
Look.
Sorry. Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying
these
it now.
So these are faded out. So I get. I suppose
I guess,
later
yeah,
more.
we can't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't pitch
and
him.
Yeah. It's usually the same. You can't make.
I'm gonna guess that it's the prices between, like, him and... Wait,
Yeah, she says 20
4
pence. and he
passengers for
said,
totaling 20 pence. It should be 16. Interesting.
Yeah, because he says it's not raised over 4 pence.
Yeah. Ba, 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 ba.
So there must have been a 5th passenger.
Ooh.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
They do? Explain yourself, counsel.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
Oh wait, no, I forgot. Oh no, his voice. Oh no, what was it? Shit.
He's a geezer,
Yeah, that was it. I swear on Silverbraze's maiden name, I haven't the first idea what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, there were 4 passengers on the omnibus at the night in question. And, according to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares.
Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me.
And juror number 5 also told us the following. A fare for the omnibus is always 4p.
That is a fair and convenient single price. Just the way London's carriages should be operated.
God, I wish buses like that were like it today.
Frickin'
Jeez.
tell me.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man? Why?
4 passengers paying 4p each. If you do the multiplication,
It would be 16 pence.
exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up, quite literally. By 4p, in fact. Or
that's-
precisely one person's
There's
fare.
the smug. Smug.
Smug.
One person's fare?
Yes! Yes! In other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious.
Blah, 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 blah.
Oh, this can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
Is that like a safe word?
Watch
The
it.
figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy.
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he'd let nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Well, all right then. How do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, hmm?
You push the button. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Ah, yes. Of course. Why didn't we think
You
of
had
that
to
sooner?
flip? You had to flip all the way back for that, Susanoo?
Now hold your horses there, coachman. I don't know what you're laughing at. Is there some kind of joke there amongst my phrase? Oh, shite, I missed what he said.
Keep your
No,
eyes
don't autoplay it! God,
It's because the button.
Keep your eyes on the game.
The button to bring up the past text in Danganronpa is the button to autoplay in this. Right. Okay. Sorry. Hold on to your horses.
oh, we were all in agreement. Why do you have to go and...
And jury number 5 it says, why till I get my hands on you, Beppo?
Oh, crumbs.
Ah, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
Kabonk.
Bonk.
Oh, for the love of Mike. Not you as well.
Who's Mark?
Who the hell's Mike? A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Oh, really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Did this actually work?
Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning to not guilty.
We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won! Not
Well,
quite.
let's not get too hasty here, but
Oh, what are you playing at, you dandy fool?
shut your trap, sir. No one deceives me.
Oh, but we had a consensus.
I said shut your trap. Would you kindly put a lid on your howling screamer? I know a liar when I see one because I sees one in the mirror every morning.
Why I oughta... Oh, you're talking about yourself. Okay, right, okay, yeah. Yeah,
And if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold, what the hell do you sell knives? What do you sell?
I guess he does.
Maybe.
And if that chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop,
Oh, that's that's wrong.
I am uncomfortable. I understood that reference. I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every hair off. Oh, hot my tongue. Oh, clap. Please tell me he's a barber. Please.
The demon barber of Fleet Street.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference as well.
Well, in a quite remarkable turn of events,
A turnabout, actually.
the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue.
Blah, 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 blah.
I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their places. And I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Van Zeeks, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
Oh. I'd cut back on that if I was you.
I hoped it wouldn't come to this. Delicious vintage.
He's not going to drink it?
Uh-oh.
Having
How about you?
having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray, forgive the discourtesy. Lord Van Zeeks,
Is it cold in here? Is it just me?
as your antiquated tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honored a deathly silence, and I listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No. And why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence, after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle.
Oh?
Oh.
Bring forth the witnesses once more.
I like to imagine the cape literally just like clung to Naruhodo's face.
Yeah.
Witnesses! I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Yes, sir. I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end. The coachman. I believe it's... Beppo.
Yes, sir. My lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Perjury.
Oh, me dear. Oh, me, oh, dear.
Dio?
I just woke up the cat. He wasn't very happy with that.
Oh, sorry,
Poor
Bagheera.
Bagheera.
You frightened the boy.
We frightened the Black Panther.
Oh.
Mommy and Daddy are yelling weird noises.
Mommy and Daddy
can't-
sound like they're fighting again.
You have to shout when you say Dio.
Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
I'm getting worse with him. It's
Getting even more.
just slowly.
Various
It's
misgivings.
just slowly but surely becoming incomprehensible.
I only carried 4 passengers that night. I swear it. But.
Well, I, for one, was told I had to pay 5p for the bus.
Oh dear, overcharged.
Oh. They fiddled us on the ferry, did. And then I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's all too much.
I tell you, I saw McGuilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so. Yeah.
Think.
Beppo. Don't you lie to me, Beppo.
Counsel, make sense of this for me, please.
The phantom 5th passenger, conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend, never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little... Oh no, a word that I don't know. Cozenage.
Either cozenage or cozenage.
Cozenage? Cozenage. I think cozenage. Cozenage.
Beppo, explain yourself.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster.
Oh, he's got eyes.
Yeah.
The guild's fare is 4p across the board. You know that. Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare?
It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
And now I sentence you to hang.
To death!
I'm sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo! A disgrace! And your selfish actions have brought dishonour on the entire guild!
If I may, sir? I had to pay 10p on the bus just last week.
What?!
4 passengers at 5p each is, yes, 20p. I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently.
Pat Susato.
No, that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defence, your cross-examination, if you please.
We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue the parlour games.
Absolutely.
He says with utter confidence.
It's like, whoa.
Oh,
Sword.
it's serious now.
Various misgivings.
Okay, 4 passengers. I was told that I had to pay 5p for the bus. He fiddles on the
They
fence.
fiddled us on the ferry, did. It's all too much.
Tell you, I saw him stabbing the man. Everything I said stands. Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so.
I
Say,
think
"I
so.
think
That's the one
so?"
we gotta press on. Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Oh, yes, that's right.
You said that the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding a knife in an ice pick grip.
I suppose I might have, put the cart before the horse, maybe.
What's this?
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horses when I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
And I turned around. Yeah, I saw it through the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking up out of his midriff.
On the floor.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. The fellow on the handle was a famous man. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because again, the crime
He's in
photo.
the sea, yeah.
He was never on the floor.
So I guess, yeah, that's the thing. Okay.
So, in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all?
I really thought that I did, but when I go over it again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment.
Oh.
The stabbing I did. Hey, oh.
There's a very subtle visual cue.
I think he might be in some very slight distress.
I want to come back to it. I want to see the rest of this statement first.
In fact, come to think of it, it must have already happened when I heard the scream.
Ah!
Of course.
That goes without saying.
But I really wish he had said it earlier.
The autopsy report makes it quite clear that the victim was stabbed only once.
Wait, why do you get it on a scroll? Why do I have to go through different pieces of paper?
Because I'm rich, and you're an immigrant.
Have you seen this outfit?
Which means... the banker was witness to the fatal wound that ended Mr. Mason's life.
Not long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow, we've managed to keep our chances alive here. I can't waste this cross-examination. Examination, mate. Examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light.
If you're not careful when you press these witnesses, the danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful, as they did before.
Maybe. But we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering important new information.
Yes, you're so right.
I need to pay careful attention here. Look for any subtle facial cues that might indicate that there was a witness in distress.
Yeah, there you go. Look.
I don't want to miss even a flicker of a reaction among these witnesses.
Just a mere flicker.
Yeah, just a tiny... It is like L.A. Noire, isn't it? They just took the tyres. That's all that was took.
They're about as subtle as a brick through a window. Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way,
Does trying to chew a cane in half
don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason.
Okay, let's do it. So it's the last statement. Boop, 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 beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. So I just wanted to see what the rest of the dialogue was going to be.
Yeah.
So...
And then...
Come on. Oh my goodness. How much was said? There it is.
Very subtle.
I don't think we'd have got it.
No.
I think we 100% would have missed it.
Sir, are you quite all right?
Excuse me!
Excuse me!
Oh my goodness.
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Foulplay?
Now you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. He didn't really see the exact moment the fellow was stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh?
Are you asking me or telling
Actually,
me?
I'm not quite sure myself.
He's getting flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. So I'm sunk. I'll try my best. Could he have just happened to see the exact moment the crime was committed?
Some days are like that.
Some days are like that, I suppose. I don't know.
Are you being serious?
We've got to answer him cleverly. I don't know. Is it we try to draw him in, or do we try to keep him flustered?
I guess if we say no chance, he'll be like, well, actually, blah, 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 blah. Maybe?
So what are we doing?
No chance?
No chance?
No chance?
All right, we'll try no chance.
Don't go with my decision.
Well, it is a little hard to believe, certainly. Unless you spend your time peeping through a skylight on the top of an omnibus, that is.
Peeping? I'm a respectable city banker, I'll have you know. And I know what I saw. I remember it as clear as a Ballarat day.
What is that?
I have no idea.
A ballot, it's voting. Voting day. Ballarat.
Like
ballot.
a ballot. Oh, no.
It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Thank you, Mr. Fairplay. Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord. I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clear statement about what exactly you saw. Oh, I can do that all right. I'll tell you just how grim it was. It was very grim. Do you think I'd forget the sight of those blood-soaked hands after that butcher stabbed the man?
He had gloves on.
Yes.
It's only a little bit of blood. It's not exactly.
Shall we do it? Shall we present?
Just hold your ponies for a minute.
Susato said that if we press too much, we might get in trouble.
I think it's this. I think
he's right.
I think it's this.
All right.
Are you sure? Will you be angry if we do it?
No.
Are you sure? Got it.
Okay.
Yay.
Blood-soaked hands.
No, I suppose I was going into it too much because he said hands.
Well, I admit that soaked might be laying it on a little thick, but anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
No, it's only on the one glove, actually.
Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar.
Smoke,
It was just the one glove, actually.
What?
I just love the little mouth movement. They just... What? Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGuilded, on the night in question.
Oh, yes. Right.
And there certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-coloured stain there. But, as I'm sure you can clearly see...
This is not a pair of disembodied hands.
Correct. It's only on the right-hand glove. Is he singing, or is he trying to gnaw
I
his
think he's
cane
biting the
Yeah,
cane.
he's gnawing it, isn't he?
In short, Mr. Fairplay, your testimony is inconsistent.
Yeah.
There we go.
But no, that can't be right.
So you're the liar here then?
That's right. You were quite clear about that. Gosh dang it. Here. You said it. It was in both hands. Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, I shall cut you down myself. I mean, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is it really the truth?
I...
Oh no.
Objection! It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, it wasn't both hands. It was only one. But the fact remains. The victim's blood was on the accused.
No! Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands. Which means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court.
Why, I am a city banker, for pity's sake. My word should be the gold standard. I am a gentleman, not some gutter snipe. Upstanding members of society don't prevaricate.
He's claimed to have no reason to lie. But is that really the case? Well, the thing is, if McGuilded is a moneylender and he's a banker, maybe he found himself in a situation where he actually owes him money as well.
Maybe.
Or his bank owes him money.
Mr. Naruhodo, if we had some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying, it could turn the tide in this trial completely.
Oh, don't we have the ledger that has the names in it?
Oh,
that's
and I
true. We haven't
forget
looked
that
at
we
it.
can open them.
Yeah, we haven't looked at it.
This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear. Do you really think we ought to look inside?
Don't you want
Well,
to
it's not
sneak
that we
a
know.
peek?
Sorry.
Any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps.
Yes.
Actually, I wonder.
I assure you we will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside.
I mean, of course. Why ever would you suspect that my name would be in there?
Well, let's see what we find.
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Puppy power. I can't read any of this.
I understood
This
that
is a
reference.
really bad... This,
Well, this is useless.
it's just...
It's like a British doctor's handwriting.
It's garbage,
Can't
pal.
read it.
It's like it's been fished out from the Thames or something.
Yeah, probably. Gosh,
Don't you mean the Thames?
No, I mean the Thames.
gosh. It's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it?
Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Goodness,
What is it?
look at this. Do you see this name here?
No,
There we go.
I called it.
Well,
Taylor has the big brain.
Taylor has got the galaxy brain.
Galaxy brain.
Bruce Fairplay. Why does that sound...
Oh,
no,
for-
if this was Makoto, he'd be like, I've heard this...
Uh-oh.
Oh, for God's sake.
No,
hold on.
Spoke too soon!
I was giving you credit.
You spoke too soon,
Ryunosuke,
Taylor.
for goodness sake.
I guess because they would assume...
Should that name mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar,
See,
actually.
the thing is they would assume that we would have looked at this earlier, but we
Yeah,
forgot.
probably,
we
yeah.
forgot to look at it.
No, and it's like...
We forgot
And
about
then
game
the thing
mechanics.
is, so he's like, it sounds strangely familiar, and then Bruce is speaking up. Excuse me, don't ignore me. Silence, Mr. Fairplay. I'm trying to remember where I remember this name from. Goodness gracious.
It sounds so familiar, but I can't quite place it.
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh, yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in... He borrowed 20... How much is a guinea?
I don't know. Is it 20 guinea pigs?
No.
I imagine so. He borrowed 20 guinea pigs.
You have to be careful. They don't all he doesn't lose any.
And look, the repayment date is fast approaching.
It's possible that it's just a coincidence, of course. But this could be very useful information.
Like at this very moment, actually.
Da-da-da-da-da. Puppy power.
Puppy power.
We did it. It could turn the tide in this trial completely.
Something to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony.
Well, fortunately, I have just this second got some
Found the
evidence.
evidence.
My lord!
Yes, counsel. What are you fumbling about at over there just now?
The defense is ready to present evidence.
By Jove! Are you sure?
First Mike, then Jove. Who are these people? Yes. Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony.
Oh my God.
Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Excuse me. Oh my.
Pete's
what
dying.
the? Oh, sorry. I
press the one
got to
button.
press it. Boop.
This is a list of all the debtors who owe money to Mr. McGuilded.
Yes. A list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion.
The point is, among the names of these debtors is your name,
How dare you?
No, not you.
Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Or should I say, Foulplay?
Oh my goodness! What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently indebted financially to the accused? No, well, it's barely worthy of being called a debt.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas. Not an inconsiderable sum of money, wouldn't you say?
Gah. Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGuilded were to be found guilty of murder. That would be... What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents state that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled.
I wasn't sure.
Annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist?
Like Sarah's will to live when she's got to play Toko.
Oh no!
I mean, it's slowly disappearing.
It is getting real bad with Toko though.
It's terrible.
She's getting crazy. Check out.
At least Suzato was wholesome.
Check out our play of Danganronpa if you have no idea what the heck we're talking about.
Also, yeah, I just wanted to interject with this. So, he's in debt, and by £1.05 in Great British pounds today.
£1.05.
Yes.
Good God.
I mean, well, if 5 pence will get you one carriage ride, that probably is a decent
Oh no,
chunk.
sorry, more than that. Sorry, a guinea is worth
£1.05.
£1.05.
So it's 20. Wait. So it's it's £22.
Yeah, he's in debt by £22.
Is it
In today's
£22?
money.
Or am I an idiot? Is it £21? Sorry, yeah, it's £21, not £22.
21, yeah.
I'm an idiot with maths.
So yeah, that's how much he's in debt by
I mean,
today's standards.
adjusted for inflation, I suspect it'll be something like 50 grand. But like, yeah, it's just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Have to break out the old inflation calculator. Mr. Fairplay! Is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw? In a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant!
Order! Mr. Bruce Fairplay. Yes, my lord. Let me ask you again. And be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir.
Excuse me.
Did you, or did you not, see the precise moment in time at which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim?
But did Mr. Fairplay indeed see the moment where the knife was thrust within?
How could you?
I'm afraid we are out of time.
Oh, God!
I'm sorry.
No! It's like a real cliffhanger this time.
I know.
It's not. It's even more bullshit than usual.
I'm sorry. But that's how the cookie crumble.
Well, I suppose we'll have to leave Mr. Fairplay here gnawing at his walking
Yes.
stick for an indeterminate amount of time.
It seemed that way.
Hopefully there will still be something of it left by the time we return.
And so, with that, everybody, we're off-ski. Don't forget, if you like what we do, hit that like button, leave a comment down below, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell so you get notified when our next Greatest Tourney or Danganronpa video go up. And with that, we'll catch you in the next one.
See ya later.
Take care, everybody.